Hey, welcome back. Back with another recap slash review. So I jump on Tubi. The first movie that I see called The Auntie, right? Just came out, says 2025 on it. This light might go out, you guys. It's blinking. Anyway, so I said, okay, let me go ahead and give this a try. So, like I said, when it comes to minimal budget movies, I show them grace when it comes to the acting. But I feel like on this one, the acting was just, it could have been better. Okay, that's as nice as I can put it. Could have been better. The plot, the plot was okay. Like I said, I'm not expecting every movie that I watch to have a plot twist, but I know with a lot of these movies that are either Tubi originals or movies that get uploaded to Tubi, usually have a twist in it, so I'm just naturally kind of used to a twist, not so much expecting one. So with this one, when it opened up, it's funny because it put me in a mindset of like when Eleven was in Stranger Things before she escaped or whatever, that very sterile building that she was in. So the woman who has schizophrenia, she's in this mental hospital and her sister is raising her son, but she has the son believing that that's his auntie and that he's adopted. It's really crazy because her husband, I really hated how he was treating the little boy. Like, he was talking about, so we should just give him up for adoption. And this little boy is like 12 years old. For you to even suggest to give up a child that's that old to adoption, for adoption, like, do you not know how much mental problems and emotional problems that's going to cause for a child that old, that's used to a certain home life, lifestyle, whatever. So I'll say this, none of the characters in this movie were likable except for the little boy, the one whose mom was schizophrenic. And the other little boy, I guess I could show his character some grace because his dad pretty much was treating the adopted child badly, so he was just following his dad. And it's just sad. And like the mom, I didn't care for her because I felt like she was showing so much favoritism towards the adopted boy. I think trying to be empathetic with him because of his situation, that I feel like she kind of emotionally neglected her son. So when her sister breaks out of jail, and here's another thing, I want to back up. To anyone on this channel that's watching this right now, if you know someone with schizophrenia, I'm not too familiar with it. I know there's, if I'm not mistaken, there's different kinds of schizophrenia, but the way they portrayed it in this movie was like she would like have one eye closed and start shaking, and it's like, I mean, is that a true representation for schizophrenia that you know of? I just want to see, right? I'm just curious because I know schizophrenia and some people can make them be violent. I know some people hear things, hallucinate. So if anybody's familiar with that, just let me know in the comments. So when she escaped, she acts fairly normal, quote unquote. But we learned that she actually was messing with her sister's husband back in the day, and that's actually her sister's husband's son. Which makes it even worse that he's acting like that because it's like, this is your son, you know it. Your wife doesn't know it, but you're treating him like he's just, I'm like, oh my God, these children are going to need, if you're wondering what all this is, I just didn't want to be online with my tank top on and bra strap showing. Anyway, so I put my little scarf on. Anyway, it's like you're treating your child like this, and you know, I was like, he is trash. Everybody was trash except for the little boy. Now, when he found out, the little boy found out that was really his mom, I feel like this last scene was really rushed. It's just my opinion. I feel like it was really rushed because, it's the woman and her sister, the one who has schizophrenia, talking. And so the little boy was behind the couch because him and his brother were playing hide and seek. So he was hiding behind the couch. And so he overheard and he jumps out, "You're really my mom? You killed grandma?" Because she killed their mother, right? Forgot to mention that. Anyway, you've seen the movie at this point. So from then on, he starts yelling at the mom. Then the other little boy stabs the schizophrenic lady, and it just seems like it kind of just snowballed, and then boom, there's the end. Now the movie's only like an hour and 7 minutes long, so I understand you probably do have to kind of hurry up and get to the point when you're working with a short movie, right? A short film. I don't know if this is considered a short film. I think 40 minutes is considered a short film. This, like I said, this was an hour and 7 minutes. And then I'm trying to think what happened at the very end. She goes back to the mental institution, and she ends up stabbing one of the people, the lady that kept her, that was watching over her when she was inside. And that was the last scene. The thing that tickled me though was every time somebody got stabbed, they used this sound that was like squishy, like it was just funny to me. I just thought it was funny. I'm not making fun of it. I just thought it was funny. You know what I'm saying? Like every time somebody gets stabbed, it's like this gelatin, squishy, slime sound. When you're watching movies, I'm going to say this. When you're watching a film that has a limited budget, right? I don't really like to say low budget, because a low budget could be $500,000, right? So when you're working with a limited budget, you can kind of see things that you don't notice in movies that have a really big budget. Like you notice things like if the sound is off. The sound was off a little bit in this. I feel like it was kind of going up and down on some scenes. You notice lighting, like you notice all that. So there's a lot that goes into the production of a movie. That's why I said my hat will always go off to independent filmmakers, because there's a lot that goes on. You got to worry about lighting, music, editing, sound, angles, shots, all that stuff. Whether you want to fade out, fade in, cut to, and all that. So it's a lot that goes into writing a script and making movies. But shout out to everybody that was in the Auntie. All right, just dropped on Tubi. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. All right. Shout out to my 127 subscribers. Shout out to the rest of you as well who are not subscribed, but you can by hitting that button for me. Your girl's trying to get to 1,000 views, because I would rather watch movies and review all day and get a little check. All right, I like Instacarting and DoorDashing and all that, but if I can just do this. But anyways, thank you very much for tuning in. Peace and blessings to you all. Until next time.